Welcome back to another virtual guitar lesson. My name is Donald Wall. Today we're going to take a second look at guitar harmony. We're going to turn things upside down. Go grab your guitar. Let's get started. Today we're going to take a second look at the 10th exercise that we did earlier in the series. But we're going to look at it a little different this time. All right. Because before we looked at the first and the third, and we'd call that third the 10th because it's an octave higher. So typically that would be the third, the A. If you look at an octave above, which is here, that would be 10 notes away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, that's why we call it 10th. All right, so before you even get into 10th, I'm going to give you a bit of a cheat code that can make this exercise even easier for you to manage, right? Typically, when we do the 10th exercise, we'll do it diatonically. So as if we're playing a scale on one string. Oh, yes, I did say it, a scale on one string. So I'll show you what that looks like. And it's the same for the top E string. Each fret is a semitone. So from fret 1 to fret 2, that's a semitone apart. Fret 2 to 3, semitone. But if you jump from fret 1 to 3, we call that a tone. So that's one tone. And if we go another one, that's 2. So one tone, 2 tones. And then moving from the 5th fret to the 6th fret is a semitone, right? So let's look at that again. And then I'm going to jump all the way using the first finger. Although we're moving from that 5th fret to the 6th fret, I'm going to switch fingers a bit. And then we're going to do tone, tone again. So tone, and then tone again. And then we're going to jump to another tone using that switch with the first finger. See, from the 10th to the 12th, and then a semitone. So the formula would be tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. And if you're able to get that formula down, you can do it in any key you like. So if you should do it on the high E string, it would look exactly the same. So tone, then tone again, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. All right, so that's very important that you practice going ascending and descending. Really get accustomed to playing that scale on one string. You're going to need it when you're going through the exercise diatonically. So let's look at that 10th one more time. And we're going to go through that diatonically. So how I'm looking at that scale, I'm watching the low E string. Remember that scale on one string we're talking about? Yeah, so I'd look at my fingering. So my fingering like this with the second finger and the pinky, I would call that my major shape. And when it's my middle finger and my ring finger in the same fret, that's my minor shape. So if I can start looking at each shape for what they are, so major and minor. Right? But what if we place that 1, right, that F, what if we put it on top? So if you notice with the E string, you can find the same note a couple of octaves above in the same fret. Very convenient. So I can keep the third, but now the 1 is on top. That is incredible. So now we can do the same thing. So that now this would be your major shape and this would be your minor shape. Isn't that cool? Major shape and your minor shape. So we can go through the shapes. Major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, and back to the minor and then major. And in that case, my leading note is on the high E string. Extremely useful. So for the intro, we did the introduction of the song Brown Eyed Girl by Van Morrison. This song is in the key of G. So that means our root key starts on the 3rd fret here. So if we're doing the same 10th exercise, right, we'd still do tone, tone, semitone. So it's the same formula, but in a different key. And I can do that on the top string. Right, so once you have the formula, you can play in any key you like. So now we're able to do the same thing here, diatonically. Right, so remember now, major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, minor. So let's see, major, minor, minor, major, major, right? And what comes next? Minor, minor, and then we resolve on that major. So to figure out that melody that comes right at the intro of Brown Eyed Girl, you can use just one string. Right, and I can go here. See what I'm doing? So right away, if you look at that shape, tone, tone, tone. So right away I can say, okay, so that would be the 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. And we already know that the 1 is a major, the 2 is a minor, and so is the 3. So we can figure that out. Right, and we jump to the 4, and we know the 4, 5 is a major, and the 6 is a minor. So these are majors. Minor. Back to major. And then I can do this one's different now because we're going to the 7th. That would be 7, right? Or you can even play the D, which is the full harmony, but you can do 7, which is also minor, right? And then back to major. So this is a revelation, I think, because now you can use one note as your leading note and you can play all kinds of improvisational melodies. So say you want to play a different melody. Say you want to play a melody like a broken third. That means I'll go 1, then 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, 4. Let's see if we can do that with harmony. So we can try it. 1, 3, 2, 4, 4, 3, 5, 4, 2, 1. Wow. You can do a lot with this. You can try it, use the harmony, put it on the bottom, put it on the top, and try out different exercises. There's endless choices you can do just with those simple movements, and you can create music using those two ways of creating harmony on the guitar. It's great. Thanks so much for joining another virtual guitar lesson. Please go ahead and practice this every day. Get used to it, learn it inside out, that you can create your own music. And come show me. And I'll see you again next time on Virtual Guitar Lesson. Bye bye.